So welcome to the latest episode of the La Havre Save, and I've just finished recording the previous episode, so I've not really done too much. But on this episode, it's going to be transfer window and the first game of League 1. But to start off, we'll do a bit of a squad review with potentially a deep dive into the transfer market, so similar to the previous summer. To begin with, we know the second choice Mpassa is not good enough, so we'll start with Mori Diaw. He looks okay for second choice, so ideally we need a new number one. At right back we have Valincic, okay for second choice, but to be honest, nowhere near good enough for first choice anymore at all. We need to improve. At centre back we have Button Balog, who was signed for 2.8 million. He's currently got a value of 12.5 to 13.5 million. Decent starter potentially, but with that value, maybe worth cashing in. Samson Dwyer was a recruit from last season. Really good season for him, to be honest, and I like him a lot. Worth 19 to 21 million. Again, if an offer came in, I'd be tempted, but he probably must stay. Aruna Sangante, 2.3 million to 3.7 million. Nowhere near developed at all, but fine for third choice. Left back, we have Mateo Perez-Vinov, who we signed in January. So he's fine for another season, worth 14 to 16.5 million. If we have a look at the stats, he got 3 assists. Did okay, so got a full season for him, I think. Alvin Sanchez, another January recruit, worth 30 to 39 million. He had a good season, to be honest, a good few months. Looking forward to a season with him. Potentially, we could move him out wide, but he's not the quickest. But if we look at his stats, 3 goals, 5 assists. So a really good contribution numbers-wise, but I thought his average rating would be a little higher. Timothy Umar, a good January recruit as well, 22 to 24 million. Only 1 assist for us, I believe. So not the best wise, but he's not expected to do that. So hopefully if we can sort the tactic out, he'll be a key player for us because he has everything apart from shooting. Out wide now, we have Bruno Derdov, where he will start this season. This is the year where he will start every game. We maybe should have started him most of last season. Not the biggest contribution, 4 goals, 2 assists, but I'm not reading too much into that, as a lot worse from the bench. Luca Romero, one of our big signings from last season for 6.5 million, where we had to pay all that up front, worth 22 to 24 million. Not the best season for him personally, but stats say otherwise. 8 goals, 6 assists. But I feel like some of them games where he's got 2 in one game, so I was not all that pleased with him. I would be open to cashing in with that value being 22 to 24 million. Andrej Kostic, 17 to 20 million. He had a decent-ish season, not the best, but decent-ish. Got a few goals. Currently wanted by Bremen and Al Ittihad. If we look at the stats, he got 10 goals in the league, which is a good return, and 3 assists. And did he score in Europe? He got 2 goals in Europe, so not the worst contribution for him. Maybe next season is a season where, with playing all the time, maybe he'll improve a lot more. And now for key players on the bench, I won't go through every single player, but Mane, 15 goals, 4 assists, only worth between 3 and 6 million pretty much. Not bad for third choice for the bench, really. Emerson, he is wanted by Bristol City, so I wonder if they got promoted. Potentially it's time to move Emerson on. Just not developed as much as I thought, but that injury didn't do him the world of good at all with his hip injury, because that was like a 3-month injury. Bayup will probably move on. Asadi will move on. Urbanski was a big signing. He was playing really well actually towards the end of the season. So we'll give him another year. And I think that is it. Lawns may sell Lawns potentially. And Ozeki I think we will sell as well. But we need to keep some players for the bench, so maybe he could be contented to say. So we have players out on loan. Abdullah, which worth 2 million, he will sell, but he had a good loan. Uatara, between 2 and 6 million, we'll bring him back and possibly sell. And Darasar went out on loan in January, another loan for him. Zagadou, 12 to 15 million. I think we cash in on him. I just don't think we're ever going to use him. Good opportunity for some money. Muradian, 1.3 to 3.6 million. He was at Hamburg. Did they win the league? I assume they did. Yes, they did by a comfortable margin. So he's had a good year in Germany. Kofi had a good season at Kofi this last 6 months, but again, never going to develop as I assumed a while ago. Castaneda, he's had a decent season at Sunderland. Maybe this is the year he will make his debut for us. We sold it for about 3.5 million. This is a region, Mohamed Aziz Shavadin. Another loan for him, but really good value, 20 to 32 million. And a good loan, 5 goals. Not a bad season for him. Another year out on loan for him. And Ebenog, did he play much for Hoffenheim? 10 games, 1 goal. Not the worst. But again, potential for some money there to get back into the club. So the main takeaway from this is I need a new number 1 goalkeeper, 100%. I would like maybe to improve defence on a defensive aspect, maybe the right back, although in an attacking sense, my right back has done superb with 11 assists. And then number 3, get a better bench, have a bit more quality on the bench, because I feel like we've let that down big time. So there's a lot to do in the summer window. Hopefully we can achieve that, but it's relying on sales. One thing that I did not do last season is take advantage of the loan market, and I think this year I have to do that. In the meantime, I'm going to go through each one of the 18 focuses on here, go on matched, nearly matched, and in progress, and see if there's any players I can find that will be useful for us. So I've had a little look through all the focuses, and there has been, I think, 2 players that have stuck out to me. So if we start with the first one, he'd be expensive, and he is from Olympiacos. If I just find here he is, they bought him for 3.8 million from Tigre. I don't know if that's on the game or IRL, but Lorenzo Scipione, I think he looks fantastic. Worth 15 million. He's got a release clause of 15 million. So it's one of them, it'd be ideal, but I don't know if he's worth it because of Timothy Umar. So one to consider. And finally, he's not interested at all. Jonathan Asp Jensen from Bayern Munich. I think he'd be really good and potential as cheap signing as well. Would he start? It's hard to say, but what I will say is we need someone for the wing. Inside forward, he could maybe do that job as an inside forward. Right foot strong, cuts inside from left wing. Pace is, finishing, is terrible. Pace is okay though, so again, another one to consider. But I think the main target could be this guy, Alexander Bergerson from Rosenborg. Manchester City are interested in him, so that says a lot. And 4 to 6 million, you could probably do that with installments, couldn't you? But he is definitely one we are interested in. He's got South Korean nationality as well. So what I am thinking for players who can leave, Bayo can leave, Perrin can leave, Asadi can leave, Gruev possibly, Avdic can go, and Passy can stay. Emerson can probably go. I'm unsure on Mane, and Dye's going. Lawns could probably go, and Ozeki could potentially. But we've just got to be careful we don't get rid of too many players because we need a squad. But there's a good few here who could potentially leave. But out of the 11 here, looking, and Diao can be the bench, Valencia's bench, Balog bench, Duale start, Vinlov starts, and Bamba bench. Sanchez, Umar, Durdov start. Romero potentially a sale. Kostic starts, but potentially a sale if we get offered some good money. So a bit of a transfer update. We're on the 2nd of June currently. Adam Avdic, we have sold him. He will be going to Nice for 2.5 million. Mohamed Bayo is going to, who was it again? Brest for 1.5 million. And then we have made 2 signings. Rooney Barge, we are getting him on loan. We've just wages paid, no fee involved, so that's very good. And we've also got where they can't recall him as well. Then Karim Alajbegovic. So I've bought him. I think he was about, it's about a total of 15 million we are spending on him. I think he will start for me. So I'm quite impressed with the signing of him. Hopefully he's good. I've never had him before in FM. So I'm quite curious to see how we get on with that signing. 3 more additions who have just signed on the 3rd of June, so only 1 day later. Marvin Keller is going to be our number 1 goalkeeper for young boys in Switzerland. Cheap signing is about £3 million. I have to be careful with what I spend, but an okay keeper for it, probably about a year or 2, so not the worst signing either, and not harming the budget too much. Rafael Pinto Pedrosa from Nuremberg. I was wanting a number 1 right back, but I think this guy will do a job for maybe number 2 right back and potentially number 1. But again, it's a cheap signing. It was about 2.9 million. Nuremberg got relegated from the Bundesliga 2, so he had a relegation release clause, and I saw him by the database, and I went to check where Nuremberg was, and it was in the relegation playoff, and they got relegated. So a nice signing for very cheap as well. So we'll make our money back on him easily. Alexander Bergerson from Rosenborg, who I showed earlier. I think he looks a very good player potentially for central midfield, but he could maybe do a job out wide because he has the pace as well. So it looks a very good player. I've never had him before. He's a great vision of work rate. Flair's great, passing technique, a very good player. So be interested to see if we start him, but regardless, a good young talent. So the fixtures are in. Let's see who we have. Hopefully a home game. Oh, of course. Why not? Start the way in Paris, Lens, then Marseille. Like, wow. Thank God. Like, then with Brest won't be easy. With Angers, Auxerre. Now we've got then Stade de Reims. Not bad few games though with Angers, Auxerre, and Stade de Reims. But what a tough start that is. 2 years in a row having PSG. What a joke. So a bit of a transfer update. I felt like we needed to sell some players to bring some players possibly in, and I didn't want the wage to be too high in the squad. So what I've done is we're selling Bolton Balug. He's going to go to Saudi Arabia. Unfortunately, we couldn't really get much more for him. Kofi, again, cheap, but get off the wage bill, get some cash in. Abdullah is going to go to one of these 4 clubs for 1 million. Asada is going to go to Sporting Gijón, which I will cancel the Birmingham offer. Probably more than likely I will cancel that one. Hopefully it goes to Sporting Gijón. Sergej Mradian is going to go to Metz. Ramdawi is going to go to either Montpellier or Sochaux. This is the big one, Stefan Zagadou. Juventus, Inter Milan, Napoli came calling for him, and I don't know if I'm doing the right thing selling him. I just don't think he's great. Like low aggression, I assume on Football Manager you want it to be higher. Heading is only 13, marking is only 13, 12 tackling. Like granted, he's only young, 19, but I think for now it's worth just getting the cash and maybe improving elsewhere. I feel like you can get a centre back for a decent price for that anyway. Might be silly from my part, but who knows? Then Endarasat is going to go out on loan. So a centre back we did bring in, Mertkan Ayhan. He can also play defensive midfielder as a potential halfback as well. So 2 positions there he can probably cover. But again, I feel like it's quite a realistic signing, a nice signing to have. Brought him from, I think it was Fortuna Dusseldorf it was. So sell Balog, bring in a younger player who has potential higher ceiling. I don't think it's the worst signing, to be honest with you. So I wasn't planning on selling Noah Mbamba, but Hoffenheim came in with an inquiry. He's worth between 5 and 6 million, so I thought, you know what? I'll ask for 15 million just to see if they pay it. And they've offered me 11. I don't really want to sell him. I do like him, even though he probably won't play for me. He can cover centre-back, centre-defensive midfield as a playmaker, a half-back. But 11 million, it's not the worst fee, is it? So we have took that cash offer. Juventus have come in with a 10 million bid for Zagadou. I'm going to, even though there's a 40% of profit, I'm just going to see who he goes to. I'm not too bothered on that. And last but not least, Ozeki, we're getting a 6.5 million from Coventry, who are in the Premier League, for him. So some good money available. Maybe we can go one step further and maybe improve our team even more. Maybe actually get a proper number 1, even though we bought a number 1. We'll see. But I've just seen the top column, Muradian has rejected Metz. That's 2 million less for us. Hopefully we can sell him elsewhere. If I just quickly ask agent about interest. No, offer him out to clubs. Hopefully someone does come in for him. That way he is then off our books and maybe some more cash it comes for us. So one day later, Interman came and did a bid for Zagadou, but a lot of it was in installments, so I've rejected that because I'd want the money now, but I'm unsure if on FM you do. I don't think you get it immediately, do you? Even with installments. But this is the main one. Lille have made an offer for 11.25 million for Castaneda, and it could rise to 15 million. He's got no interest in joining, but he'd willing to enter talks. But to say I bought him for 2.3 million with the relegation release clause at Paderborn, that's a great little profit, isn't it? One to consider, I think. I'll bring you back once I know, or if I don't bring you back, it's because I've rejected it or I've accepted it. So 1 minute later, I decided to accept the offer, but I asked for 23 million. Well, first I went for 25. They didn't want to pay that, so I thought, you know what, we'll just do 2 million less, and they've done that. So I have transferred this to Castaneda in the hopes he goes, but if he stays, I'm not too bothered. But again, that's like a 20 million profit. It's insane money. So Zagadou has gone to Juventus, and Mbamba has gone to Hoffenheim. I think I think he's a good player, man. He looks a really good player. So bit gutted to lose him actually, but I don't think I could guarantee him the game. So to get that money, it's quite decent. Let's just see what happens to Castaneda. I partly hope he stays, but that money's really good. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might have to eye some replacements before accepting the deal, like confirming it if he goes. So a bit of a transfer update. Castaneda is going to Lille also. So I probably will go through with that. My only worry is we're losing Ozeki, which I'm fine with. Good money if the work permit gets accepted. Uwatara, we're going to loan out. So I'm a bit worried with depth because obviously here we've got Urbanski as only central midfielder on the bench currently, which I do have Lenz who could go on the bench. He's out of contract this season, and I probably won't even renew it. I'll probably just let him go on a free, and we'll see what happens. I might. No, I'll probably will give him a deal actually. He will get some games potentially, but so I'm losing. Let's say these three here. I could probably do with bringing in a young player or something like that, or just an older, experienced player or something like that, maybe. But recruitment-wise, I think we've done an okay job potentially. But we've got if we just confirm the deal. I didn't really. I don't really want to get rid of him, but that money's just good. And if we have a look, we've got 65 million to spend, which is crazy to think about. So obviously they gave us 20 million or so, and I don't know. Sometimes I think did we sell some players before the end potentially? Avdic went, didn't he? Anyone else here? I don't think there is there? No. So just Avdic there, but when you look at it, like 23 million for Castaneda, Mbamba we've got for cheap. Zagadou's profit. We've made 5 million on Belorg. Gruev was free, so we've paid 2.5 million. So we've done really well bringing money into the club. So we've got 62 million, which is kind of crazy, really. It's just, can we perform in the league? So I finally had the offer from Saudi for a player, and it's Kostic. There's been interest for a while, and it's 38 million rising to 44, which is great money. But my fear is we don't have a great season, and his value goes down potentially. That is my fear. However, my fear is accepting and not finding a replacement. Antonio Arena appealed to me, but he's young. Could get him on a loan. That way we're not committing a fee, but that's a risk. There was another striker, I think it was from Rennes, who I did see. If I just quickly look, I just saw Rennes there. You see Zibiri, smaller striker though, but he can't dribble, but he's quick. Good heading, but he can't dribble, so that's a bit of an issue for me, unless it doesn't matter. There was another player, I think it was for Parma, who I just saw. I just saw Parma then. Where is it? Matteo Pellegrini, I like to look of a lot, but again, can't really dribble, 6'4", so he fits that build. Kind of similar. But there is this guy, Mikkel Bro Hansen. And I think he has the potential to be better than Kostic. Both feet as well. And if you think about it, you spend 7-10 million on Mikkel Bro Hansen, 19, and cash in on Kostic. It's not the worst, is it? Oh, decisions. So we have decided to reject the bid for Kostic. Maybe stupid of me. It's just one of them. I couldn't find anyone really suitable who I'd think, you know what, I can definitely trust, or someone who's just about just as good or better. So I think now is the time to look for the future and try replace him. So what I might do is try get the Bordeaux Glimp striker and possibly loan him out on loan. That way he's getting minutes. So we have signed another centre back, and that is Jaden Oosterwolde, formerly of Fenerbahce. He's a free agent, so I think that's a good signing as well. To be honest with you, can cover left back if needed as well. So a good signing. So Mikael Brua Hansen was the striker we signed, and I'm going to ship him out on loan immediately because I think it's vital he gets first team games, and that way, if he has a year of development, we can probably cash in on Kostic. So our next signing was Aaron Anselmino from Chelsea on loan, and we do have an option to buy him. He looks a potential decent centre back, and he might be better than the Turkish centre back who I bought. So I'm wondering if to loan Ahan out for the year, because I would imagine he'd play, and we've got cover with Sangante and Oosterwolde, so potentially may loan him out. We'll have a think about that if we loan out Ahan. Another signing we have made is Alexander Udervolk from Copenhagen. He was out of contract in 2029, and obviously we're in July, almost August of 2028, so one more year left on his deal. Potentially a decent signing for about £1 to £2 million. So again, sign him up, loan him out, and hopefully he'll develop. And if not, we'll just get our money back or maybe make a profit. So offers have arrived for Bo Hansen. I saw PSV was interested, but it's a shame they've said no. But some good clubs in for him, which is really nice to see. Porto, Southampton, Forest. Southampton in the Premier League. Forest are in the Premier League. Heitinga the manager, and Porto obviously probably would rather guarantee that important player. But let's just see where Southampton have just got promoted and Forest only just stayed up. I'd say what I'd be interested just to have a look at the squad of each of the clubs. I mean, not that it'll help too much. I don't know many of these players here, so that Southampton squad didn't look great. And let's look at the Nottingham Forest squad. Well, it's still got some good players, haven't they? I just worry on Kalimawendo. Would he start? That's my issue. If we have a look at Porto, save time, we'll just look at Porto this way. Who is their current striker? They've got Omega. I think we've got to let him go to Forest, haven't we? And hope for the best there. But they're paying a good fee, to be honest, like a really high fee. So I'd imagine they will take use of Brua Hansen. Another offer in for Kostic. We did want 65 million when I spoke to Kostic, but ideally I would hold out for more. So we have rejected that. So it's first game of the season against Paris Saint-Germain. We have changed formation, so I've made a new tactic. It's a 5-2-3. But we'll see how it gets on. I'm not confident, if I'm honest with you, but you never know, do you? At all. So what I might do is in possession, move Sanchez actually further forward. Yeah, that's what we'll do, and have him as an attacking midfielder, and that way we've got someone else a bit going forward. But yeah, let's see how we get on in Paris. So fingers crossed we can get a bit of a positive result today. Might as well say PSG our favourites. Best team, yep. Go to dugout. So have they made any signings really? I didn't see the left back, but no, doesn't look like. Who is left back for them? Gvardiol. So no, they've not really made any signings this season. I think Gvardiol's been there for a while. Gvardiol crosses it in, cleared by Doué. Doué picks the ball up, crosses it in early to Kvaratskhelia. Cleared, but comes to Gvardiol. Everyone behind the ball here. Crosses it in. Cleared. Zaire picks it up. Vitinha to Doué. Good save by Keller. Well, we've survived the opening 19-20 minutes so far with just that effort really on the highlight. So we'll take that. To Doué. Marquinhos. to Doué. Hakimi, who has got a knock. Doué to Hakimi. Comes into the box, Emery. Vitinha over to Doué. Good ball, that. Good save. Good save by Emery there. Good football, Pov and Paris. But it doesn't look like it's the end. Yeah, that is the end. Nice. Gvardiol to Kvaratskhelia. Vitinha. João Neves. Vitinha to Gvardiol. We are pending here, but we will be. Gvardiol to Kvaratskhelia. Kvaratskhelia. Neves to Dembele. It's a well-worked goal. It's a well-worked goal. It's just a shame that. It's a shame. We've lasted till 37 minutes. Just see if we can get to half-time and we may just go out of this tactic because we're not offering an attacking threat, are we, as I expected. That's a shame that, though. But that is going to be half-time, 1-0 to Paris. So we will bring on Bergerson for Oosterwolde. And we'll see if that will change anything. I'll just make sure everything's okay here. Yeah, pretty much. So let's see how we get on second half. Alsbergovic loses the ball to Hakimi. Marquinhos. Hakimi to Doué. Switches all the play to Gvardiol. João Neves drives forward. Goes past all the defenders there. Kvaratskhelia. Gvardiol. Hakimi shoots. Over the bar. Stands there. Marquinhos to Vitinha. Gvardiol. Kvaratskhelia. João Neves through to Dembele. That's a well worked from Dembele. So that is game over. 2-0 to Paris. It's a shame that. Well, what I think we'll do, we'll make some substitutions here. May as well give players some games. I think we'll bring on Anselmino for Ahan. Sanchez can come off for Urbanski. Then Durdle's having a poor game, so we'll bring in Rooney Badge. Actually, no, we'll bring on Emerson. Give Emerson a go outside wide. But I think we'll take them both off tracking wingers. Doué to Marquinhos. Doué goes past Alsbergovic. Neves to Vitinha. Marquinhos. Oh, I should have intercepted that. Emery to Doué. Crosses it. Kvaratskhelia. Going to be 3-0, isn't it? Cleared. Vitinha over the top to Guerra. Crosses it in. Cleared again. Becker to Bergerson. To Doué. Bergerson. Becker bit trapped in there. Umar, Bergerson. Well played. Got out of that quite well. Urbanski to Emerson. To Valincic. Urbanski. Through to Kostic. Good save by the goalkeeper. Probably should be scoring there. Good football though. So into the final 3 minutes here in Paris. 2-0 defeat. Could have been a lot worse, to be honest, but I think we've done okay. Like, I think the tactic in the first half majority worked almost. Like, we kept them out for 37 minutes. They didn't get any real clear-cut opportunity. Then second half, obviously we've gone a bit more for it. We haven't done much, had the Kostic chance. Unless we have a chance here. We do, and he's crossed it instead of shooting. But he's got in behind a few times, Kostic. So, I don't know. Did I do the right thing, changing tactic? I'm not too sure. But Dembele makes it 3-0. That's a sour one, isn't it? We could have scored, and then they make it 3 in the end. It's a shame that. Dembele's been superb, though. 2 goals and an assist. But that is a 3-0 defeat to start the season. Terrible way to start, but against Paris Saint-Germain, it can always happen, can't it? That is going to be it for this episode. And on the next episode, we will do the Champions League. And I might do the Marseille game as well. So I might do the Marseille game. And we'll do the first Champions League game. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. Hope to see you next time.